Why are you dressed like Steve Jobs? Welcome to Dave Bautista season. This season might run for...
like 4 videos.
No. Well, I've got 5. I have 5. It would involve us watching all 3 escape plans.
No, but here's why I don't want to, because I recently just watched the 3rd one, like in the last 2 weeks.
I mean,
and I don't want to watch them again.
But then,
plus he's barely in it.
Well, I imagine so. But we could watch the first 2 together, and then you could tell me about the 3rd one.
Yeah, we can do that. But yeah, we decided.
It's not done a lot.
Decided for
no shade, Dave. Love you.
Decided for the start of 2019 to give full appreciation to Big Dave.
I wanted to do a John Wayne non-cowboy film season, but was shot down by certain parties. Anyway,
me.
Bushwick.
I liked it.
I liked it. It was a very frustrating film. I would have liked to have gone in knowing nothing about it.
That's true. I went in blind. But you knew.
I knew that the bad guys were a far-right organization that were triggering a civil war to facilitate the secession of some states from the Union, but were incredibly well equipped and funded, and nobody had ever heard of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you went in with more knowledge than anybody else in the universe.
Yes.
The movie was setting up.
And I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, the problem is I spoiled it a little bit for you anyway. But the reveal of the guy, the reveal.
Feel like a reveal, although they tried to push it as a reveal because of the music tone and the zoom in on his face as the mask's being pulled off.
Yeah,
like they tried to push it as a big reveal.
So it starts in a. There's a lot that beggars belief. It opens on a subway platform where the main character and her boyfriend have clearly just got off a train. They're the only 2 people to have got off this train.
I mean, this was the biggest problem. The whole
in the time that it has taken them to get a train from, I don't know, Manhattan out to Bushwick, the fucking second Civil War has started. Like, by the time you see the helicopters, the opening credits is over the helicopters coming in.
Yes.
But like. So by the time it takes them to get on a train from A to B, all hell is broken loose.
Yep.
And a militia has already invaded Bushwick, been met with armed resistance, and so have disregarded their orders, which is to secure Bushwick as a green zone, detain all the people, so they can pressure Congress to allowing these states to secede from the Union. That's the plan. But by that point, it's already gone tits up because a few people have shot back.
Because, surprise, surprise, Americans have guns.
Yes. And again, it's like, is it meant to be the future? I never at any point saw anything which indicated it was.
No, there was never...
Okay, but the guy says...
The guy did say that guns were outlawed there.
Guns are illegal here. So does that just mean... Is it meant to be a thing about ignorance?
Wait, does he say they were legal?
He literally says guns are illegal here.
Illegal, sorry, I thought you said legal there. That's what
no, he said guns are illegal here.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
So we didn't think anyone would be able to shoot back.
Yeah, but yeah, like, because, I mean, we all know that as soon as you make something illegal, that nobody ever has it.
But again, are we missing the point? Is it supposed to be like they just don't understand and it's meant to be like a you country bumpkin morons don't actually realise that...
Like, we knew this was going to happen.
Just because we're diverse and liberal doesn't mean we're not also... But again, what's the message of this film? Because like the main character, within the opening like 10 minutes, she meets Dave Bautista because she hides in a basement and 2 guys attempt to rape her. So it's like... What are we meant to be? What are we saying about this nice, diverse neighborhood that she lives in?
I mean, like everybody she meets apart from Dave is terrible.
Yeah, everyone's awful to her.
Oh, and the shopkeeper, I suppose. But
Yeah, he's been stabbed.
Died.
Yeah.
He was dying. I just don't like the beginning of the thing. Just it doesn't make a ton of sense because they're the only two people that, presumably, because we don't actually see them get off a train. We're just assuming that they are, but they're in a train station, so why wouldn't they be? But they've got off this train. They're the only two people that get off this train. They're the only two people in the train station. Again, presumably, they've cleared the train station out as opposed to... Because there's bound to still be stragglers. If everyone's just panicked and left, there's bound to have still been stragglers there. But there was nobody in this train station.
There's a tannoy announcement going out at that point when they're underground, talking about how there's a train, the trains aren't moving, they're stuck in the tunnels, they've been stopped.
Yes.
And her boyfriend's like, oh, what do you mean it might just stop then? That's terrible.
Oh, I'm scared of dark.
So, actually, but this is worse if it is the case, are they meant to have been trying to board a train? And then
everyone else left.
They were then informed that there's none running. Because if that's the case, they've been downstairs for minutes.
They'd be there for ages by the time everyone cleared out, because everyone's not going to rush out. There's going to be some other people that all have been like, oh, we'll just saunter along like them two are.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, that was the most annoying bit. And she, like, then, she goes to leave, and a guy comes down on fire. Which, he had to run down a lot of stairs, because she had to go up 2 flights.
Yeah, he's ran down a set of stairs, then a set of stairs. And then it seemingly ran through the turnstiles.
Yeah.
Like, he really had a destination.
That's where he needed to go.
He really had a destination in sight when he was set on fire.
Going to miss his train. They go upstairs. She can hear stuff kicking off. The gallant boyfriend decides to go out and try and get help or see what's going on,
and
gets hit by like a fucking strike missile or something, and just like immediately melts. Stumbles back down the stairs, but it's just melted. And I don't know if that was supposed to be because there was a truck at the top of the stairs exploded. I don't know if that was supposed to be that the truck got hit.
Yeah, it blew up and that's what got him.
But yeah, he was just fucking melted. And this just led to her just starting to run through the streets, and she's running past like people tied up and like people that just seem to look like they're coming out to get their morning paper getting sniped.
Yeah, like them loading people in the school bus. That kind of works into the plan of we have to write everyone else. And then it's like, is that meant to be we're watching the plan fall apart? So some of them are trying to do the original thing, and some of them are just shooting folk.
I feel like there was definitely not enough. They definitely didn't have enough troops to be rounding up everyone in this whole place.
And again, do you interpret it as it wasn't that people started fighting back, it was that this is a shower of racists who just started shooting people, and that's what's then prompted the uprising.
Yeah.
Because at a very late stage in the film, Dave Bautista reveals that he is an Iraq War veteran. It feels a little bit like, are you going to bring that up without maybe trying to make a parallel? Like, are they meant?
Yeah.
For example, the bad guy that they capture, who gives them the entire plot of the film,
yeah, the one guy that they
refers to themselves as an insurgency.
Yeah.
And obviously, that would put them on the wrong side of this Iraq War analogy, but because they're not an insurgency in this regard, they're the occupying force.
Yeah.
I thought Dave Bautista was really, really good.
Dave was great.
The conceit of the film, which is that it is was not in one shot, but the first
like half maybe.
The first half.
No, not even, because then it switches, because then the music starts. You start getting music.
Yeah, but they definitely try to make it appear as if it's in like 6.
Say like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
or something.
and then after that, it's still like maybe 6 long takes, which just became distracting because it so obviously wasn't. So that every time there was a cut, which they did most often by zooming into stairs.
Yeah, like zooming into stairs, like they're following somebody and then zooming into the ceiling light for no reason and then back down. It's very off-putting. Like, just have a cut if you want one.
Especially when there was so many opportunities for to look sideways for gunfire or an explosion or something.
Yeah.
Why did it always have to be when they were going up a fucking staircase?
Yeah.
Did the studio only have 1 floor?
Yeah, I mean, it always puts me off because I end up spending so much time being like, oh, cut. There's a cut. And I end up looking out for them a lot more than I do pay attention to anything else.
See, like
Takes me out of it.
Alfonso Cuarón can do them and it doesn't take you out of it because he does it incredibly well.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of movies that have done one take sections.
Yeah.
Well,
Children of Men's got two that are incredible.
Make them like there's a few that have done proper one cuts.
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah. The opening scene of Outlaw King, I didn't even notice.
That's true. Yeah.
Didn't even notice until reading reviews of that had been like a 12-minute in a tent outside.
I mean, I told you.
Did you tell me?
I told you.
I don't know. I don't think you told me.
I did because I was like, "Oh, well, sure." That one cut scene at the beginning, you were like, "That wasn't one cut." And I was like, "Yeah, it was." And then I told you the bit that you thought the cut was in, and I told you the camera spin.
Are you remembering the conversation with Aaron?
No, I don't know. Maybe, but I could have
swore
it was you.
But it doesn't matter.
It does. Because I want it on record that it was me that told you.
Well, regardless, he didn't. So the one shot at the beginning of Outlaw King is very good.
Yes. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
The attempt at one cut in this.
It was very open. I don't need so many close-up shots of people's legs going upstairs and like zoom in on steps and ceiling lights and brick walls.
And again, I almost feel like the fact that it was in one shot is what is an attempt to justify why we get zero explanation of what's going on, because it's basically meant to be in real time.
Yeah.
So we're meant to be living her discovery of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But then it becomes more annoying because it's like, well, no, I'd rather just know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, it beggars belief that this vast organisation, who are hundreds strong, like we've seen hundreds of them hitting Bushwick alone.
Yeah, with fucking
and they're also
mass amounts of helicopters.
And they're also meant to be attacking Boston and Chicago and Philadelphia that are mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So there's thousands of these guys, and no one's ever heard of them.
Yeah.
It just beggars belief. And I don't know why it would have changed the substance of the film for them to be like, oh my god, the coalition of American douche fucks. I know them. They've been on the news a lot lately because they've been threatening this. Like, why does it have to be like this bunch of like shady fuckers from the background?
Yeah.
Dave Bautista was really good.
Yeah, I mean, Brittany Snow was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like
there is a lot.
There's
we're
so much
we're picking out
the bit where she gets her finger shot off is fucking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, we're picking out
100%. Yeah,
the worst. The stuff, I mean, the worst thing is that this setup just doesn't entirely sit well. But the rest of the movie is great.
Yeah, the stuff that annoyed me was very frustrating, but the stuff that I liked. So they discover like the neighborhood shopkeeper stabbed to death. She knows the guy that did it.
I was a big fan of that scene.
She knows the guy that did it. So when she finds him in the street, she shoots him, and he returns fire and shoots her finger off, which was unexpected, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert, but the fact that Dave Bautista dies a really stupid way where he goes for a piss at like the final resting spot and someone hiding in the bathroom panics and shoots him.
It hasn't locked the door, which annoys me more than anything. She's been hiding there. Dave and her have had their big emotional talk where you get Dave's backstory, basically, which is very, very good. Well done, Dave. And then you get kind of the shot. Dave walks off into the background. The camera just rises up to follow him, and you're like, he's definitely getting shot here. Yeah. Opens the door, which wasn't locked. This girl's hiding in the bathroom with a gun in a laundromat. Doesn't have the door locked. Dave opens it. Bam. One dead shot. Dead immediately, mind you. I can't remember where the shot was, but it must have been straight through the heart.
Also, like a hell of a quite a brave thing to kill him so matter of factly, just essentially in the background.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So like that's pretty bold, but I mean, I would have just pissed in a washing machine. They're in an abandoned laundromat in the midst of the Second Civil War.
I mean, you could have pissed anywhere. He's
literally going to the toilet.
I mean, I feel like
maybe he was. I mean, I think he was going for a shit and was being polite. But that's odd.
No, I mean I like that. That whole laundromat
and-
bit was good.
And then the final flight to the extraction zone to be saved by the Coast Guard. She has an adopted sister.
Yeah, we assume they're not blood related.
There seemed to be like a kind of like milk brother thing to it, which is that she says our grandmother raised us both, so we're sisters.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure how that works, but still, they were fine. Like good on yous. As her and her sister flee to the extraction zone, Brittany Snow's Lucy turns back to get her sister, and again is relatively unceremoniously dispatched with a headshot, and just drops like a sack of spuds. And I mean, like both times when Dave Bautista got shot, I assumed he wasn't dead.
yeah.
And then when she got shot, I thought, it's going to turn out
dead.
it's like the neck or something like that. But no, it's like her brains have been blown out.
Yeah, no like gargly goodbyes.
Yeah, no, none
like,
of that
final
shit.
death
It's
scenes,
relatively
just-
realistic. Just, there you go, there's a bullet and you're dead.
I mean, thinking about it, like as much as I liked it, the beginning and end felt weak. Because the beginning, you're immediately into it for very unrealistic expectations that everything's just kicked off without this person knowing.
Yeah.
And then the end is kind of hard to follow because these people are trying to get to the extraction zone through a line of bad guys, but about 10 meters away there's also all the good guys, and these people are trying to run through the line but also up the middle of like
So
the no man's land.
for the entire film, the bad guys, who are referred to as the Coalition, and in fact, I hadn't even considered that as another Iraq reference. The Coalition have helicopters in the air above
that's
Bushwick
true, yeah,
for
that's
the
very
length
true.
of the entire film. And we've had no exposition to believe that the US military is in any way weaker than they are today. So it feels like, well, I kind of get why it would be difficult to deal with the guys on the ground.
Yeah.
But shooting these helicopters at this guy would be incredibly easy. Particularly given that the Coast Guard have managed to get into Bushwick to set up an extraction zone, which is under constant attack.
Well, we see one helicopter going down. That's the whole way through.
That's true.
Just the one.
Yeah.
But there's no implication that that's from any other aerial vehicle. That's just
No,
being
it's
shot
ground
down.
fire. Yeah. So the Coast Guard, without any other military support, have set up an extraction point, which is engaged in a constant firefight.
Yeah.
Which seems, again, it's like, well, if you can get them in there, where are the army? Because I understand that the point of this mission, which is why that doesn't defy belief, which is that the point of the mission was to move into a soft area, take everybody hostage, secede from the Union, and then say to Congress, well, look, we've got these hostages, we want to leave, let us leave, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
As soon as the shooting starts, like, where's the army? Where's...
Yeah. No. It. But again, there's so much that we don't.
Yeah, the
We
actual,
don't really know.
the events of the film I really enjoyed. The setting of the film, I didn't get.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's well worth a watch. Like, Dave's great the way through, although I did have trouble understanding what he was saying a few times because of the audio.
I have much younger ears,
It's
so I did not have that problem.
Yeah, I mean, I still wish they kind of had a. So, like, within the first, 3 minutes, Dave throws a grenade and, closes a glass door behind him and then immediately gets a glass shard embedded right through his calf, so has to limp the rest of the movie. I'm just like, you could have got away without that.
Just shut the glass door.
You could have got shot in the arm or something.
Me, this is it again. If I'm going to bat for it, is it meant to be realism that he slammed the door shut before he realised it was a glass door?
Well, yeah, I mean,
And
you
then-
would assume. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, just little things like that. That's just a bit like, I kind of like that I'm being trusted to figure this out for myself,
Yeah.
but also I need a bit of hand holding.
Yeah.
Or I just need the characters to be smarter than me. I have no problem if
mean,
everything
he
happened.
didn't-
If the characters were just, oh, it's the Coalition, yeah, these guys have been agitating for a long time, they've finally done it, those crazy bastards. As opposed to, who? Where are you from? Kentucky?
Yeah.
What? He's also the fucking politest
Yeah,
neo-Nazi
yeah.
ever. When they finally get one of these guys to interrogate him, he's very polite to Dave Bautista. Like,
I mean, to be fair, if I just had my arm broke and Dave Bautista was sitting over me, I'd be very polite to him too.
conceivably, yes.
Say, what do you want to know?
I would behave myself.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Like, no sweat.
Shall I join you? Yeah, I liked it.
But yeah, no, it's good.
It frustrated me.
Um,
I don't like being able to very easily pinpoint shit in films that I'm just like, change that and you make this a lot easier.
yeah.
I would like to know the logic behind it. I also genuinely wonder if that was a film that was conceived of slightly differently and was then updated. Like, that smells a little bit like a film that's been sat around for 10, 15 years, and then, i.e. there's explicit references to 9/11 in it, which is very fascinating.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yes, which makes me think, was that a post 9/11 film about a mass attack on a suburb of New York?
That's what
and they've adapted it slightly and made it entirely inverted the political perspective of it, which is why it doesn't quite sit right.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I did think that a couple of times when they did mention 9/11.
Yes, it was a very, like... Okay, yeah, his wife and child died in 9/11, and that would be tragic, and then he went and joined the Marine Corps and had a bad time in Iraq. But, like, there comes a point where it's almost 20 years later, man. Like... I mean...
That's...
Yeah, how old would Dave Bautista have been when...
No, how old... Like, how much past 9/11 was this supposed to be set in?
I mean, I imagine it was meant to be contemporary. Or in the future, which even then...
Because he said he was only away... He was technically only a Marine for, what, a year and a half?
Did he say that?
I think so.
No. Did he not say after a year and a half, that's when he transferred to be to the medical unit?
That is
so
exactly
he did a year and a half
right.
active service.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And then became a medic, and then after that, couldn't deal with that.
Yeah. There was no time limit after that. It was just that year and a half.
And also, he's meant to have been well out. He's meant to have been a janitor for years. But again,
true.
It's like, at what point do you maybe buy a goldfish and...
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I mean, was he living in that basement? Because I believe it at this point.
Well, he said, "This is my house."
Yeah, but I figured, like, house.
Well, yeah.
But
in fairness,
there was a lot in that basement.
The would-be rapists told her to get into the bed. Was he got a bed in his basement?
Yeah, right enough. Yeah, so he maybe was living in that basement. I suppose if he's a janitor, it's not like he's raking it in.
No, but he came from upstairs. Maybe he's the janitor of that house.
Did he come from upstairs?
No, where did he come from?
He was just hiding in the corner. I don't fucking know.
A very big corner behind Dave Bautista.
It's a really big shadow. Yeah, no, there was very little that it's like if you take away the initial kind of like, oh, what is this initial group setting about? I think the only bit I didn't enjoy was meeting the sister in the flat.
She was not convincing as a... I think the point of that introduction was meant to be that she was high and thus being weird. But it just wasn't the behaviour of a person.
Yeah, they go in and they go to see Brittany Snow's sister, and like they go in and she's kind of just like, oh, I'm just waking up, and then complains that the people upstairs were playing Call of Duty really loud. She's got like all her drug paraphernalia.
The bit where she keeps taking a hit of the bong while Dave Bautista stares at her is very funny.
It's so good.
Like, I really like that. That was great.
Dave just sitting there not knowing what to do with his hands. He's just kind of rubbing his legs.
Keeps staring at him and repeatedly taking hit after hit from the bong.
Are you trying to fuck my sister?
That's very funny.
Are you trying to fuck my sister?
But then...
No, shut up.
When she does this weird thing where she, like, puts her crotch in his face.
She's wearing...
Because it's a picture of a kitten on her underwear, so she can make a weird pussy joke to him.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I to think here?
The initial point of that, when they go to walk in the room and Dave walks in with her sister and she immediately freaks out. Which, I mean, it might be a racial thing, I don't know, but she's like, immediately freaks out, like, who the fuck are you? Why are you coming in here? It's like, why would you ever freak out about somebody walking in with your sister?
Yeah.
Like, ever?
Yeah. Like, literally walking in as well.
Yeah, like, it's not like he was, like, 5 steps behind and the sister wouldn't know that he was there. just like starts freaking out and fucking hitting them and shit.
Yeah, that was a bad introduction.
That was
scene.
bizarre.
And also, to be honest, that everything that happened in that apartment, because that's then the bad guy they catch climbs in the window as well
on his own.
Yeah, just on his
like, why are they going around in pairs at the very least?
Climbs in the window
because that annoys me too, because they've already established that it's not an easy round up people scenario, that people are fighting back, so that he's going into this apartment
why
in his
is he
own?
sticking his head into random buildings that aren't actually offering any resistance?
He just fucking sauntered in.
The point is actually suppressing. Yeah, saunters in.
If the point is to round everyone up, and granted at this point that's long gone, they are just taking resistors out.
Sure.
Surely the best way to clear said building is to go through and go door by door, but you're having people on the ground outside the building.
Yeah. Not send one guy up a ladder
to go into like a random apartment and see if anybody's there.
Or taking buildings is like, yeah. That's
like, yeah.
Again, are we supposed to believe that these laddies are? I mean,
are they supposed to be all just super green, like new recruits for the cause?
Or have they been training? The guy they capture explicitly, has never had military service, because he talks about the fact that this is all he's done. So, like, you know, soldiering's quite difficult. Clearing buildings is quite difficult. And he's just, maybe that's why, because he doesn't know anything better, so he just fucking climbs up in a fucking fire escape and sticks his head in the first open window.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that
and
is
finds
just
Dave
supposed
Bautista.
to be...
Yeah, that just shows they're stupid.
He's supposed to be super
and
good, because he stands and he's kind of like, he doesn't know what to do.
And I suppose, actually, if we take that as the point, everything he then says is quite stupid, i.e...
So, I mean, that'll explain why he gives everything up immediately.
Yeah, tells them everything they want to know, also... explains the fact that they thought no one would resist them because it's like a liberal, multicultural place, no one would be armed. There weren't meant to be any guns because they're illegal, we don't know what's going on here. Like, they're just kind of meant to be like stupid yokels who can't understand anything.
Yeah.
I would point out, though, so as not to offend anyone from Texas, Florida, West Virginia, North or South Carolina, or wherever else is mentioned.
After parts of Pennsylvania.
Parts of Pennsylvania and Ohio, I think. After the guy lists them all off, Dave Bautista says, "I serve with good men from all of those places." As if, like, look to camera to be like, "Don't hate us, Texas. We know some of you are okay."
Yeah, you know, he may as well have just turned around and been like,
"Not all ding." Hashtag not all Texans.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's good.
We've been more negative than the watching experience. It was a really frustrating thing that was like, you could have fixed this so easily. Just been like, oh my god, it's the coalition from the news.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like, I don't know. I mean, we both kind of expected. Because you read the back of the box that it was supposed to be Die Hard.
Oh no!
I expected
Die Hard in the suburbs.
A little bit more like gunfights, and it was an action movie.
I didn't fucking think Dave Bautista was going to die either.
True.
To the extent that I thought, particularly because we didn't. It's not long as we watched Hotel Artemis.
True.
I just didn't think he was dead. I just thought, oh, he's fine. He's going to wake up. Like. Yeah.
Spoilers for Hotel Artemis.
She presses the cloth into his chest and then drags his body. So I was thinking, oh, he's fine then. And again, I quite like that because it's like you would do that and then you're like, oh, fuck, he's dead. Puts the blanket over him.
Yeah.
But, like, she tries to.
I mean, to be fair, like he was instantly.
No, he went down like a sack of spuds.
There was no.
That wee lassie in the lavvy really did a number on him.
Oops. Oops on her.
I mean, to be honest,
she was probably fine. She probably went out and joined everyone else and was sweet. Because that was about 20 seconds before the black lads showed up.
No comeuppance for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even...
I mean, this is what we said, right? Because we did say that this... The more it went on, the more it felt like a video game movie.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what you're getting into. You're kind of just dropped into the zone in terms of Brittany Snow.
Yes, and it's very video gaming as much as that you understand in a video game that you don't know anything, and so everything that happens is being explained to you in like the Skyrim thing of, oh, not from around here, huh? Well, I'll explain to you something that everyone who lives here should know.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it kind of feels like that they just didn't meet the right NPC to tell them
Yeah.
to fill them in on the story.
They should have gone down that second tunnel in the subway station. Which was sold in a newspaper, which explained everything. Yes.
Because, and the big point of that, or the big part of that kind of clicked that it was a video game type experience, was that they went into a block of flats for a bit of shelter, and
never really explained why they were going to that block of flats.
No, they just run in. I mean, I assume that it's supposed to be that there was gunfire outside because it was quite nearby. Because it was never easy to establish where this like block by block sweep was.
Yeah.
The
whole film is supposed to take place over about 10 blocks as well. Like they keep giving you.
They
keep giving you specific measurements, and it's like 10 blocks tops.
But yeah, they run in, and there's some lads have captured two of the lads and have them like one of them hanging by his arms, and the other one in a cage. And it turns out it's like a few dudes that are like a gang, but have loads of guns, and the mum's in charge or something. And the mum's just like, "Yo, get them up here, because I've got a quest for them, because this is a video game."
It's very Radiant quest, or it's very like, I'm doing the main quest line, and then shit, I've got this other thing to deal with.
Yeah,
my pal's been taken hostage,
and she's just immediately like, "Go speak to the guy in the church to broker a deal, so that we can go attack these guys. We're going to keep your sister because she's terrible and we don't want her in the movie anymore."
Yeah, and exactly. It's annoying. The video game thing keeps on going, which is when they get to the church to find Father John to say to him, "Hey,
oh god, yeah,
you've got 40 people and we've got 40 guns," and it's meant to be like, right. But he then, and it's such a video game moment. She finds him in the basement. There's just the two of them, and he shoots himself in the head.
With the four blood marks, because she's told to go down to the basement because he's downstairs praying. So she finds a torch as she's about to walk into the basement, which is very video game as well. It's like, there's the torch you need for this bit. She's just going through this, and it's not like a done up basement. It's genuinely just the supports of this building.
His pal, who's entirely comfortable that he's down in the fucking basement praying.
Yeah,
but okay. Can we discuss the fact that a Catholic priest commits suicide? Like, it's a very strange... Like, even if he's... Like, what's he meant to be... What's he afraid of? Like, he's... Like,
I don't know, because he just keeps talking about, like... What is he? He talks about the disease...
he's discussing... He's literally discussing... I mean, he's just discussing the idea of the... He's talking about communion, essentially. He's talking about the blood of Christ. That's his thing. He's giving a speech about the blood of Christ to himself. And then, where he got a gun from? Does that feels like 2 pages were stuck together? Because James, who was running the gang, makes reference to the fact that they've had dealings with him and they've got problems with him. Yeah. And it's like, well, what's he afraid of that he feels that suicide, a mortal sin, is...
I mean, it's very strange.
Just go outside and get shot.
Like, to walk in and see, like, he's just praying over a candle in the corner.
But anyway, because...
With the blood marks.
In true video game style, because she goes to find this guy, it's like, alright, you've done the mission, but don't worry about dialogue. He's just going to shoot himself ahead, and then it's all going to move again. And you have to go upstairs and like, right, well, I have to go. And then there's just gunfire again.
And then just everybody listens to her.
Yes.
Because she's the hero.
And at that point I thought, okay, is the other priest going to run upstairs and say, this girl who's been brandishing a gun went down to a basement with a priest, now he's got a hole in his head. Is he going to come back and be like, no, shut the priest? But instead, no. Like, the doors get booted open, people get shot, and we never discussed the fact that a priest shot himself again.
No, it's completely irrelevant.
And for why?
Because it didn't matter either, because... They got to the laundromat and the meeting didn't need to happen because
they just arrived, said, "Hey,
everyone just showed up." Yeah,
you brought your people, we brought ours. Guns,
yeah, like she
fine.
didn't tell anybody.
Well, unless we missed that, but yes, they just milled past.
No, she didn't.
When her and Dave came into the laundromat, and they just kept on walking. It seemed. Yeah.
No, but she didn't say to anybody in the church.
Yeah, and
to go and meet these guys because they had all the guns. They were just like, "Oh yeah, everybody showed up." And
we need to go because
we need to go. We're going now because it's happening.
But it's the neighbourhood fighting back.
Sign up to your local neighbourhood watch today.
Do not sign up to your local neighbourhood watch today. Don't do that.
So when your own country invades, you have friends. That'll help.
Just have friends.
Yeah, it's not. That's not.
Can I point out that none of them were neighbourhood watch.
No, I know.
Most of them were literally gangs.
Yeah, no.
The first bad guys we see get shot get taken out by 3 Asian youths in a souped-up Honda with an Uzi. Like, there's fucking like dragon decals
With
on the
the
side.
dragon, yeah. Oh,
And
fuck.
fair play, they're fighting back.
Yeah.
Long may it continue.
But yeah,
I liked it. It
For
frustrated
the
the
first-
fuck out of me.
for the first movie of Bautista season,
The season of the bat.
Bushwick was pretty good.
Dave was very good.
Dave was phenomenal.
Dave
Dave's
was great.
great on anything. Like,
Dave-
I almost feel that we should do, and we won't, but we should do just a full episode where we talk about how good Dave is, but we're not going to.
We could do a sum up.
Nope.
No, we can't.
We're not going to. But, because basically every one of these videos is going to be, yeah, the movie was okay, Dave was great.
I have high hopes. High hopes for final score.
I mean, right, well, no, I'm not going to get it in this video. But, yes, Dave season, Bushwick was good, Dave was great.
You liked it more than I did.
I thought it was fine. I liked it. But yeah, so we're going to do final score next. That'll be the next video. Why? Spoilers.
Yeah.
Dave.